Okay, so I'm just going to chuck out a quick disclaimer out there. If you're of the female origin and you are with child at this very moment in time, if you're somewhere near about 9 months pregnant or so, and you've got a big old bump in front of you, then there's a possible chance that unless you want to give birth right about now, or in about 2 or so minutes time, then I probably wouldn't watch this this gameplay, because, you know, forget your hot chilies and your curries and your sexual intercourse to get the wheels in motion to get that baby out of you. This is going to be all you need. If you're very passionate about the anti-sniping thing or the anti-quickscoping thing, look away. But then again, on a separate note, if you're a man and you want your testicles to stay somewhere south in between your legs and not end up in your stomach like a horrific hernia, then look away as well. Because this was painful. You know, the therapy session's due now. I need to talk about this one. This was a couple of days ago. Obviously it was on a new console, but this map I love. You know, I do enjoy this map. Always tend to dominate on this map because I understand how people are going to play. Even before you've started, you kind of know the mindset that people are going to be in. It's going to be filled with snipers. They're going to be taking positions all over the place, probably throwing a few tac inserts down, and you know, trying to acquire feeds and streaks and things like that. So flanking, as I say, which is my favourite manoeuvre, is always a good option. However, this was a different ballpark. You know, when you have those dreams, I have a lot of these dreams where you're kind of standing toe to toe with somebody and you're in a bit of a fist fight, and all of a sudden you get to throw a punch at this person and it's like you're trying to punch underwater, you know, it's like there's a force field holding your hand back. Or you get a gun, you know, you're being chased by aliens in your dream and you've got this big assault rifle and you shoot and it shoots water. It's a water pistol. That's what this game was like. It didn't matter what I did, I was literally sweeping water up a mountain. The epidemic was real. Now, I know that people will say, but it's old news, who cares, we know about this, why are you carping on about snipers again? Bloody hell, Apocalypse, you've done 2,000 fucking videos on snipers, quickscoping, hating, this, that and the other. I employ anybody, sniper or no sniper, to turn around after watching that gameplay and say to me, I don't know what your problem is, you know, get good. Hashtag LOL YOLO. This game in particular was about as uncomfortable to play as going on a roller coaster in underpants made of glass. You know, bumping up and down with your bits and pieces getting scratched and cut. And the thing is, with sniping, you know, people say to me, why do you hate snipers? I don't hate snipers, it's an integral part of warfare. You know, I do think snipers should be in the game. I think they're very, very effective and they can help to win a game as long as it's done correctly. You know, if you're like the guy that shot bloody JFK and you're on the grassy knoll and you're watching over the B flag hoping for people to kind of take it and you're popping them off, fair enough, you know, great, yeah, I want you on my team. I want you on my team and I most certainly don't want you on the other team, but I get it. I understand how that works and understand why it has to be done. And I can understand the enjoyment you probably get out of that. However, there has to be a balance. And, you know, the thing that always troubles me with Call of Duty, and it's like they just don't get it, they never seem to understand it, is the gun balance has to carry forward. You know, sniping, long range, understandable. Medium range, understandable. Close range, you should not be able to pull that gun up to your eyesight as quickly as lifting a shot of tequila. You know, I've said before, I've actually lifted a Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle. They are heavy. These things can take down a jet. They're massive. They're like anti-aircraft fucking guns. By no means or any way, shape or form should you be able to pull one up to the eye. And I'm only saying this because, you know, they thrive on being as realistic as possible. Then bring the realism in the guns. You know, assault rifles should be brilliant at long range. They should be good at medium range. But in close range, there should be some sort of balance there. Submachine guns, terrible at long range. You know, terrible bullet drop off. Decent at medium range, but absolutely 100% effective at close range. And pistols, pretty much the same. Shotguns shouldn't be fantastic at long range, should be half decent at medium range. But at close range, if you get shot with a shotgun, it will blow you in half and it will blow your legs off and all your limbs and literally remove your head from your body. So it should be a one-hit kill. Why can't they get the balance? And like I say, the only reason I mention this is because these are the people that bring in the next Call of Duty Black Ops 3 to our shelves. And I've already spoke about Vonderhaar's tweet about how, you know, quickscoping is going to be easier, there's going to be less idle sway. They simply just can't let it happen. Like I say, I condemn anybody who watches this and says that that's not a problem. If it wouldn't have been for the fact that this console was new, I think I probably would have threw something at it. But I actually spared it, you know, I was quite pleased. I managed to contain the anger towards my console, you know, and I went out on the street and I knocked on the next door neighbour's house, and when he answered the door I punched him and then ran because he didn't actually go down. I'm only kidding, never really happened. But I imagined it would have happened, that was how I felt at the time. I could have done some serious neighbour punching. So, whenever people talk to me about sniper-only playlists, you see, for me, I think, well, no, snipers should be kept in normal Call of Duty. You know, normal playlists, should I say. They should be kept there. They do play an integral part most of the time. If it's played correctly and if it's played how it should be played. Quickscopers, different story. You know, if the ability is there for the gun to be thrown up to the eyeball super quick, fast hand switch over to the overpowered secondary pistol and spray for the hills, tactical insertions making these guys a friggin' nuisance every time they spawn. I've lost count of the amount of times I've killed a guy, he spawned from his tactical insertion and he's just been instantly able to melt me. It shouldn't be that, there should be a delay, simple as that. So I'd be happy for a quick scope only playlist, and I would be more than happy for snipers to play in regular warfare. I'm sorry if people think I'm being a little bit j'écoute et répète. See, I did listen at school. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but fuck, I was just annoyed. Had to talk about it, you know? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, guys, and if you've actually induced your birth by watching the gameplay, remember, hot towels. Don't know what the fuck they do, but that's what they say. All will be good. Apocalypse done.